Hey guys, Liliana here. I hope everyone is doing well. Sorry about my short break. I've just been recouping from the upper respiratory crap that I'd had. Anyway, I'm bringing you a read today. Um, I went ahead and just used my own cards and a couple of the other decks, the Work Your Light um, Oracle and Whispers of Love Oracle. So, first and foremost, at the bottom of the deck, we have peace. So, you definitely are bringing in more peace. You've definitely worked a lot and are ready to, you've been through a lot and are ready to move into a lot more peaceful waters, right? Calm waters. So, you've been collapsing a lot of the old timelines and moving into those higher vibrations. You've moved away from distortion. And we've got the rune for Tyr, which is, masculine energy, king energy. It's getting the work in. It's got the perseverance and everything which you need in order to be successful, right? Because it's basically like the leader. So, we've realized that with this distortion and, that we're moving out of old timelines into new ones, that we've had to slow down a little bit, right? In order to rest and recuperate, right? But that doesn't mean that, anything or everything is stopped. Is just kind of, in that hanged man situation where, it's kind of like, things are still working in the perimeters, just not really in your direct, um, reality, right? So, yeah, we definitely have got a slowdown here for sure. And, in this next chapter, we're bringing in that king energy or possibly even that queen energy, but definitely our masculine energy has been balanced and this king energy is coming in. We've realized and recognized, what our soul calling is, and now we know that there's not going to be anything to stop us, right? So with that card, we got out Hegel, I believe is how it's pronounced. I'm not quite sure with all the runes. And that one is used for protection and where luck is needed. So basically, we got double luck here. We've slowed down, we've recognized our soul calling, and so now we have the luck and protection around that, right? So no one can break or take away from you what is meant for you, right? And we're coming into more of an awakening. Some of you may have been going through this process already, but for those of you that have, you're awakening to even higher timelines, right? You realized and recognized that you are one of God's chosen ones. Like the kingdom spouse, the kingdom keepers, right? For God's higher timelines of abundance, prosperity, love, all of that good stuff. Because we've realized and recognized, that attraction, we're attracting what we're vibrating at, right? So we're working on that vibration, bringing it higher and higher, cutting out those lower vibrational thoughts and everything, and knowing that, the more that we catastrophize in our head, the more that things are going to be catastrophized out in our 3D realm and environment, right? So, with this, though, with this awakening and bringing in our soul calling, we are going to get a lot of gifts too. We've got the Santa Claus. So, this could be by Christmas time for some of you guys, and some of you, it might be within the next 5 or 6 weeks that I'm getting. So, but you're definitely going to be bringing in a lot more blessings. You're going to be having more financial gains and success come to you. And the old timelines of betrayal and grief, they are moving away, right? We're closing out those timelines. We've been grieving enough and we've had enough betrayal, and now we're only going to stick with those high vibrational relationships, those that bring us the most joy, the most pleasure, and the least pain, right? So yeah, I did pull some songs for us. We got Dark Horse by Katy Perry, and that's all about embodying your power and being strong, and knowing your power, knowing your worth and your value. Also, Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way. And then Nelly Furtado, I'm Like a Bird. That one speaks to me about really, knowing our worth and knowing our value, but grounding that here into this 3D timeline into our current reality on Mother Earth. So, with the Whispers of Love deck, I got out the bottom of the deck is like attracts like. It says, if you long for more love, be more loving. So, guys, most all of us want more love, more abundance in our lives. So, we've got to, again, make our, attraction and our vibration to that level. We can't be vibrating at a low level and bring in all of that love and success that we are wanting. We have to rise higher, and spirit, the universe, will always meet us where we are vibrating at, no matter what, right? So this one on the bottom underneath that card was be in the present and dream of the future. Really, truly, we only have this now moment. And if we are, worrying about the past, or, thinking about those lower timelines or things that we don't want to happen, we're going to bring that stuff in if we're just stuck on it. So when we dream, everything is possible. So, make sure you're focusing on the present moment. You can't go back in the past, and our future is malleable. It depends on where we're vibrating at and what we are attracting into us or in for us, right? Because everything is working out in your favor, right? It says treasure the ones you love. It's important to love others deeply. So, and you can only be met with love as far as you've met yourself in that love too. And it says focus on love, look for the good in everyone. I have always done this more likely than not, and sometimes it can get you in a little bit of trouble, but know your boundaries. And if you see those red flags, take that to note and, adjust your timeline, adjust your direction a little bit, maybe not cling so harshly to those things which are lower vibrations, right? And it says to take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed forever, most definitely. So no matter what, even when you've loved and perceptively lost, you really truly haven't lost, because you've learned those lessons that have been there too for you, right? And of course, spirit has to tell us and remind us to have faith in our situation no matter what. Trust your faith in this situation. So trust your gut, trust your faith, and keep submitting your prayers and supplications, up to your higher selves, up to your God self, up to, creators, the spirit guides, ancestors, and all of those, right? It says choose love. You always have a choice, and make yours with love. So, get out of your head and into your heart space, and then you can move in a lot better, easier direction, right? When you trust that love is there for you, it will definitely be there for you. So it says share your voice, come out of the cave. And, in the past, we may have had persecution for expressing our truth, and no longer can we be, persecuted for our truth. Spirit wants you to remember that and move in that truth, that you cannot be persecuted in your truth, right? So we all, each and every one, have our own truth, and, the people in our environment should value those things, right? So from the, Work Your Light Oracle, we also got the Ever Unfolding Rose cracked open. Yes, here's where it says everything is happening for you and not to you. So even those hard times, those challenging times, those are working for you. It's to help you learn and grow and to push you in the right direction no matter what. Again, get grounded. It says empaths, highly sensitives, make sure that you are connecting with nature. Make sure you're taking salt baths. Make sure you're getting your feet and hands into the dirt. Connect with a tree. Put your back up against a tree and your feet on the ground, your bare feet on the ground. And, ground in that energy. You should feel a lot better even if you just sit at the base of a tree for 15 minutes or so. You're going to get all those free electrons, and they're going to exchange that with you. And most definitely, last but not least, call in your soul tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So guys, we're running out of time. Much love. Peace out. I'll see you on the next time. Thanks, guys. Mwah.